Give a big round of applause for your average finance bro right here. He makes videos, he makes nice videos. And you know I'm all about videos, so go see his stuff and enjoy. He's gonna make you laugh right now.
Thank you very much, thank you very much. For the past year, I've been doing research on a very important question. A question that some of the smartest people in the world haven't been able to figure out. A question that even Microsoft software engineers struggle with. A question that all the students in this room are probably dying to know the answer to. Is Microsoft Excel an appropriate first date topic? At face value, you would think it is. It's fun, it's intellectual, it's not controversial. Usually. Don't ask, it's a really long story. But I decided to put it to the test. Over the course of a year, I aimed to go on as many first dates as possible, bringing up Microsoft Excel at each one. I then collected the data and brought it back here to share with you. On the x-axis, you'll find all the months from January through December. And on the y-axis, you'll find the numbers from 0 through 8. That's the number of dates I went on each month. As you can see from this red line, I struggled to secure those dates. Just the other day, I learned that on Tinder and Hinge, you're supposed to have pictures of yourself, not pictures of your spreadsheets. In my defense, if I saw a girl's dating app profile that looked like this, I am definitely swiping right. But now that I know, I can hopefully come back next year with some more data. That being said, I did manage to get one date, and I got some valuable insights. I went on this date with one goal and one goal only, to determine if Microsoft Excel is an appropriate first date topic. So throughout the date, I made sure to subtly bring up Excel. She asked, what do you like to do for fun? Seems like a pretty normal first date question, I think. So, trying to keep it calm, cool, and collected, I replied, have you heard of nested if statements? She asked, what's that? And conversation ensued. Now, I thought the date went great. So when I got home that night, I sent her a text asking for a second date. If second date equals yes, thumbs up emoji. Now, I didn't feel the need to add a condition if false, but I was clearly overconfident because I never got a response. But I didn't give up. A few days later, I sent her a follow-up message. I hope this message finds you well. Just hoping we could circle back to my previous message by EOD. Let me know if you prefer to hop on a quick call. I copy and pasted that one directly from my boss's email. But it didn't work, and I never got a response. But I didn't give up. I was determined. Instead of sending her another text, I sent her a spreadsheet instead. When she opens the spreadsheet, there would be a pie chart. Title, odds we go on a second date. The red means no, and the green means yes. But here's the catch. The whole thing is green. And with data validation, I even added a drop-down menu where she could select her answer. But here's the best part. The only option was yes. I thought I created a foolproof method, even more foolproof than my balance sheet template that never balances. But I was wrong because I never got a response. But it wasn't over. A few weeks later, I ran into her when she was walking on the street. I was there protesting to make Excel a mandatory kindergarten subject. It's still a work in progress, okay? But anyways, I ran into her on the street, so I figured I would ask for some feedback. I would finally be able to answer the question, is Microsoft Excel an appropriate first date topic? And I got some valuable answers. I asked, why wasn't there a second date? She said, you brought up Microsoft Excel 47 times. It was incredibly weird. Thankfully, we got drinks instead of mini golfing. The wine was necessary to get through 2 hours of you talking about pivot tables and XLOOKUP. Seems a little harsh if you ask me. But she didn't think so, because she kept going. I only agreed to go out with you in the first place because I'm your sister's friend. She felt bad that you were chronically single. Yikes. So from this data, I think we can all agree there's only one appropriate conclusion to the question. The question was, is Microsoft Excel an appropriate first date topic? Answer, my sister needs to find cooler friends. That's the only possible conclusion. Doing this study on Excel made me interested in what other studies were out there. So I did some Googling. Harvard Business Review recently published a study titled Excel, Your Most Attractive Trait. And the results were surprising. Well, they were surprising to most people, but they weren't surprising to me. They found that people who were proficient in Excel got married at a younger age. Now, some of you might find this data hard to believe, and I don't blame you, because I made it all up. The Harvard article is photoshopped, and this chart does not show the correlation between Excel proficiency and age of marriage. Rather, it shows that as costs to send a letter via the USPS increase, so do the amount of Google searches for the term "I am dizzy." I don't think that's a coincidence. Nevertheless, Excel is all around us in so many places that we don't even realize. Does anybody know who this is? Anyone? No? Okay. This is Offset the Rapper. Now, you might be wondering why I'm talking about a rapper during a talk about Microsoft Excel, but in a recent interview, when asked about the meaning behind his name, he said, "My parents named me Offset because they really love Excel's offset function." And to be honest, they're totally right. It's great for building dynamic tables. That's a true quote, by the way. Who here has driven a Tesla before? Okay, I'm seeing some hands. What a lot of people don't realize is a very small part of Tesla's autopilot is actually coded in Excel. And it's a lot simpler than you would think. It's just a bunch of if statements. If the light is red, stop. If that's not true, then if the light is green, go. And if that's not true, so if the light is yellow, go faster. And if you're like me, you've probably wondered, we have AI that can do just about anything. How come we still don't have widespread self-driving cars? And the answer is pretty clear. It's because they wouldn't know what to do if these if statements returned a whole bunch of ref errors. There would be crashes everywhere, and I'm not talking about Excel crashes. Who knows who this is? Tom Brady. This is Tom Brady, a former NFL quarterback and 7-time Super Bowl champion. He's also known as the guy who smashed his Microsoft tablet on the sidelines. When asked why he did, he said, "I was getting too many ref errors and it was driving me nuts." Don't put him behind the wheel of a Tesla. That's all I can say. Here's a couple more. Earlier this year, an F1 driver got mad at his team after learning that 20,000 race car parts were managed in Excel. And in a 2002 music video, Kelly Rowland tried texting her crush on Excel. Guys, if you're single, don't settle for anything less. Before we keep going, I just want to do a quick survey of the room. You don't have to say who. Put up your hand if you have a coworker or classmate that you dislike. Okay. This is interesting, because I made a prediction, and I was pretty close. See, the blue is people who dislike a coworker, and the orange is people who are lying. You guys were in a very honest batch. You guys are more 50-50. But regardless, if you have a coworker you dislike, I have the perfect prank for you. This. Now, to some of you, this may seem a bit complicated, but it's actually much simpler than you think. This is called Excel VBA. And basically, it's custom code you can put into Excel to get your spreadsheet to do cool things. And it's also great for pranks. I'm going to go through and translate this from VBA to English. This says, if the number 100 appears anywhere in the spreadsheet, say the following. "Thank you," insert your coworker's name. "You have freed me." Now, here are some notes for this one. Volume must be on. It works best on coworkers aged 50 plus. And it works even better on people who believe in ghost aliens or zombies. It'll work just as well on your coworker who thinks they're getting a good end-of-year bonus. They're just as delusional. If anything, I think the zombies are more realistic. Here's another one. This one's a bit more complicated, but trust me, it's worth it. This says that when the spreadsheet opens, this pops up. "The virus you request is now ready to download. Do you want to start downloading now?" Regardless of whether they click yes or no, this will pop up. "The virus is now downloaded," followed by a whole bunch of gibberish. It will then proceed to populate the entire Excel spreadsheet one cell at a time with the word "error" in different colors, and there is nothing they can do to stop it. A few notes for this one. Works best during a department-wide meeting. And it works even better if used on someone who always fails the phishing test emails. And you don't even have to offer them a fake $50 gift card. It just happens automatically. Here's one more. It's the simplest, but it's also my favorite. This says, every time you open Excel, open Word instead. Here's some notes for this one. Fun when used on interns on their first day of work. More fun if you give them an urgent project to do in Excel. And it's the most fun if you and your coworkers bet on how long it will take them to ask for help. Speaking of pranking your interns, try this. At 4 p.m. on a Friday, send them a text that says, "We need to chat," then turn off your phone. They're gonna lose their mind. Then after the whole weekend goes by, on Monday morning, send them another text that says, "I just wanted to see how you were enjoying the job so far." See, this one works especially well because people who don't want a return offer or don't think they're getting a return offer were probably slacking off, so they think they're in big trouble. But people who want a return offer were overanalyzing it and they think they're getting in big trouble, so it's just a win-win situation. But as we all know, the possibilities don't stop there. Excel is great for games. There's chess, Sudoku, Minesweeper, Battleship, Rock, Paper, Scissors, Solitaire, Roulette, Tetris, and so much more, like the Microsoft Excel World Championship. But I was listening to a different Excel comedian named Matt Parker, and yes, there's multiple Excel comedians. And he was talking about his favorite spreadsheet, this. Now I know what a lot of you are thinking. How could this be someone's favorite spreadsheet if it doesn't even have a pivot table? I'm wondering the same thing. But it's actually pretty cool. Each cell has the numbers 0 to 255. Using conditional formatting, the lower the number, the darker the cell, and the higher the number, the brighter the cell. The rows rotate red, green, and blue, and this goes on for about 600 rows and 150 columns. I know some of you know what this is, but the rest of you are probably wondering, why? But if you zoom out, and you zoom out more, and you zoom out again, you'll see that there's going to be some discoloration in the spreadsheet. But if you keep zooming out, you'll realize it's actually just a picture of me. That's probably why it's Matt Parker's favorite spreadsheet. And for those of you who didn't think you could enjoy a spreadsheet without a pivot table, I will be right there. Let's do one more. It looks like a bunch of numbers and colors, but as you zoom out, you'll see it's actually the Microsoft Excel logo. This way you get more Excel per Excel. But there's actually even more that Excel can do. It's critical for entrepreneurship. Here's some business ideas that I'm working on right now. Fashion shows, but instead of fashion models, we have Excel models. Furniture stores, but instead of kitchen tables, we have pivot tables. This is my favorite one. Bedding stores, except instead of bed sheets and duvets, we have spreadsheet-themed duvets. And in case you're wondering, yes, I own that duvet, along with the matching pillows, t-shirts, sweater, hats, computer sticker, poster, teddy bear, and of course, the mug. For those of you who haven't done your holiday shopping, this is the first place you should start. I was also told that when you're coming close to the end of a presentation, you're supposed to give some inspirational quote. So this is my favorite one. "Thou shalt not use thy mouse." Abraham Lincoln. Probably. So let's just recap everything that we've been through today. We're still unsure if Excel is an appropriate first date topic. Your dating profile should have pictures of yourself, not your spreadsheets. But if this is on your dating profile, I'm swiping right. Excel should be a mandatory kindergarten subject. Harvard says that Excel is your most attractive trait, and I definitely didn't make that up. Offset the Rapper, Tesla, and Tom Brady all credit their success to Excel. You can use Excel to keep track of race car parts or text your crush. Most people say they dislike a coworker, and the rest of you are lying. April Fools is more fun with Excel VBA. It is fun and definitely ethical to prank your interns. You can play tons of fun games in Excel. If you run out of storage on your phone, you can store your pictures in Excel. Excel can be the inspiration for so many business ideas. I own a ton of really cool Excel merch, and Abraham Lincoln invented Excel keyboard shortcuts. But if there's one thing I want you to take away from this talk, it's this. Excel is more than a software. It's not just a tool for finance, or accounting, or data science, or analytics. It's more than that. It's a way of life. Thank you very much.